Hi there, today I'm doing Marshall JCM-800 lead series. This one was made in England actually. It's got Jim Marshall's signature on there. It's not Chinese or anything like that. And it's got a thing here, Paul Bright volume. I think that's original. And you have preamp volume here as well. Now this came into me with a fault on it. There's no sound whatsoever. It was stuttered sound on the high input, but the low input had no sound at all. And this has been modified by the look of it, as you can see. These two pots here are not original. Well, certainly the preamp one isn't original because there's holes on the board there where it's going. I don't think it's original anyway. It's a bodge if it's original. I don't think these jacks are original either, and they got some sort of capacitors that are not shown in the diagram going from the tip, the unconnected tip, down to a point there, which is the cathode bias resistor of the first tube. And that was actually open circuit. That was a problem with the sound. But having put it all together and got it all working to a degree, I plugged in my my probe rather, should I say, and found it was at 50 milliamps, minus 50 milliamps bias, which is really hot. That's nearly 100%, and I don't think that's right. Looking at all the connections here and the resistors here, I've seen that if that bias is too low, won't go up more than these two caps here. Apparently they are very suspect, they need to be replaced, but these caps I think are all right. And it's not the case that it won't adjust up to high enough, it's that it's too high. Here is the bias pot, 10k. I've adjusted that to the minimum possible. I've got it down from 54 milliamps, which is 103% of what the valve's supposed to do, down to 50, which is 96%. Now that 10k value there is not what my diagram says, so, but it doesn't look as though this has been replaced. This looks like an original part, so I'm just wondering whether the early ones of these, and this is an early one, was biased super hot, you know, to give a hotter sound, and so this is normal. But you know, the bias on this is way too much. So after this pot here, it goes into this resistor here, which is 47k, which is correct. What I'm thinking of doing is upending this resistor and putting a 10k in series with that resistor, just so that it gives this pot more of a value that's on the actual diagram, because I'm not happy with this going out at 50 minus 50 milliamps, because the valves running like that, they're not going to last very long. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and once you watch this video, I'll put in the comments whether it worked or not and what I found. But this is it's quite interesting. It's taken me a while to work this out because of these mods here. I didn't know, I mean, that is a mod here. That cap should be on the board. There's a blank space on the board for it. I'm trying to work out what's going on. It took me a while, but there we go. It is working now. It's just I'm not happy about the level of the bias. It's way too high. It was 54, now I've got it down to 50, but that's turning this pot to the very minimum. And between there and there measures 8k, so it's not even in spec, this pot. It measures 8k between these 2 points here. That's a 47k on the diagram. So yeah, it's if I put another 10k in there on the 47k, or replace that 47k with a larger value resistor, I reckon I should be all right. So I'm going to try that anyway. Thanks very much for watching.